Hello everyone, my name is Alidia Garcia and today I will be sharing with you some facts about nicotine. To start, what exactly is nicotine? Well, it is categorized as a stimulant drug, which means it speeds up the messaging process between the brain and the body. Once nicotine enters the body, it only takes about 10 seconds to attach to receptors in the brain that release dopamine. The dopamine is released into certain areas of the brain that control feelings like pleasure or motivation. Nicotine is the number one ingredient found in many tobacco products, which are used recreationally. Nicotine can be found in cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, and dried leaves from tobacco plants. Nicotine can even be found in smokeless tobacco like wet or dry snuff, which is made from crushed tobacco leaves and is directly snorted into the nasal cavity. It is also found in e-cigarettes, commonly known as vapes. The younger generation is being targeted for vaping due to the different flavoring options. Tobacco companies advertise these fun flavors at younger people to try and convince them they are only inhaling these said flavors. In reality, up until August 2018, there was no federal law that ensured labels on any e-cigarettes were even accurate. Vapes contain addictive levels of nicotine, including many more deadly chemicals. This can be a gateway to nicotine addiction that can later transfer to traditional cigarette smoking. It is highly addictive and not risk-free. In fact, it is said to be as addictive as alcohol, cocaine, and even heroin. Because of this high addiction rate, it is extremely difficult for those using nicotine to just quit and become very dependent on the stimulant. People are affected differently when using nicotine. Usually, it comes down to their weight, the amount taken, have they used nicotine before, and whether they are mixing with other drugs. Some short-term effects for first-time users are usually dizziness, nausea, and feelings like abdominal issues and vomiting. In addition, nicotine can make people feel mildly stimulated, an increased heart rate, and difficulty focusing. Eventually, the brain will build a tolerance, forcing the user to become addicted and feel the need to smoke more amounts. Long-term effects of nicotine intake are stroke, diminished health, diabetes, and cancers such as, but not limited to, lung cancer, stomach cancer, and liver cancer. Consistent smoking can also lead to various respiratory diseases, blindness, heart diseases, and mouth diseases, like making your teeth yellow and rotting your gums. A large amount can cause seizures, respiratory arrest, which can even cause death. Female smokers increase their chances of infertility, ectopic pregnancies, and birth defects if the fetus is exposed in any way. Males have a higher chance of sexual dysfunction. According to multiple studies, the brain is not completely developed until the age of 25. Close to 90% of adult daily smokers started before the age of 18. A college survey from a Midwestern college in 2018 showed college students between 19 and 22 years old. The use of e-cigarettes rose dramatically from 2017 to 2020, increasing from 6% to 18%. It is important to understand the effects of using, especially at such a young age, because young adults are increasing their risk of not allowing their brain to fully mature. This can lead to drug-seeking behavior and harming the part of the brain that controls their mood, the way they learn, and their attention. As we can see in the picture, the brain activity becomes less and less within each puff taken, eventually leading to lowering the total activity with more amount smoking. Giving up smoking can be extremely difficult, especially when going through withdrawal. This happens when you try to stop smoking and your body is trying to adjust from regular using to not at all. Most often, it can happen within 2 to 3 hours from the last use and can last anywhere from days to weeks. Most times, people will begin to crave tobacco and feel very irritable and restless, and a change in their emotional state. People can become depressed and/or anxious and put on more weight. Though it is difficult to end addiction, it is possible. There are a number of organizations and resources that can help people every step of the way. For instance, you can visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services, a free confidential 24/7 hotline for those battling and struggling with substance abuse. The website is listed on the slide as well as their number. Please get help and understand how to do so safely. Thank you.